Yo, what's up, guys? Earl DFS coming back with another NHL video today. We have a 5-game slate to go over with some pretty interesting spots. And today I have on the side here, I have a list of my top 10 favorite stacks and top 10 goalies, even though it's 5 games. So basically my goalie rankings, I guess you can call them, for today's games. According to what they have projected here. Obviously, I don't believe Peter Mrazek's playing tonight, but I have him on the goalie list and stuff like that. But let's hop right into the games here, starting at 7 o'clock tonight. So a normal start. New York Rangers, Philadelphia Flyers, 2.65 for the Rangers, 3.35 for the Flyers. Alexander Georgiev and Carter Hart in net. To start off, I'm going to start games off with my goalie rankings, with Carter Hart being my number 3 goalie of the night. I like his matchup against the Rangers. They shoot the puck a lot. I like that they have a minus 165, and then Carter Hart's just a different player at home. If we look at his splits here, he's 29 and 12 at home when he's 8 and 14 on the road. So and his save percentage is wow, I can't do math right now. 32 points higher. 32 points higher at home than it is on the road. So Carter Hart's my number 3 goalie of the night. Alexander Georgiev is my number 7 goalie of the night. I don't really care for his matchup. Philadelphia has a high implied total. He is an underdog, and he's 7,500, which is a little pricey. I'd rather go to like a Dubnyk at 7,400, pay down $100 rather than Georgiev. I think this Flyers team is playing really well right now. On the Flyers side, I like Philadelphia 1. They are my favorite stack on this Philadelphia team, and I have them ranked as my number 3 stack of the night. I like their matchup. And then on the Rangers side, I like New York Rangers 1 if they don't hard match against that Courtier line, which I have a bad feeling they will. But if they don't, they are my number 5 stack of the night. Zibanejad and Kreider have been playing really well lately, and I like Buchnevich along with that. That second line for New York, actually, I have as my 8th favorite stack of the night. I prefer trying to do like power play stacks with Kreider, Zibanejad, Panarin, and Strome. Any lineups you can get Zibanejad and Panarin in there, and you have to include Tony DeAngelo or Anthony DeAngelo, depending on what site you play on. New York Ranger power plays are always a play I like to do. It's always an exposure I try to get to, just because when they go off on the power play, it is Zibanejad and it is Panarin, and you got 2 strong lines, and I feel like that's the best way to combine them both. So overall, I'm more of a fan of the Philadelphia Flyers tonight, fantasy-wise. Carter Hart is, I think, a better play for goalie. I like Philadelphia 1 a decent amount, but I wouldn't mind getting to some New York Rangers 1 and 2. Nothing crazy, though. Next game, we have the Minnesota Wild taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets. 2.65 for the Wild, 2.85 for the Jackets. Devin Dubnyk, Jonas Korpisalo in net. Starting with the goalie rankings, Jonas I have as my number 4 goalie of the night. He is a home favorite with a low implied total against him. Yes, the Wild are a slow team, but I do like Jonas to get a little bit of volume, and he projects out for a win and not many goals against. Dubnyk is right behind him at number 5. I like this game for goaltenders. It's a 5.5 total, which is the lowest on the slate. All the other games are 6. So this is definitely a game I want to target for defensive reasons rather than offensive reasons. That being said, the Columbus Blue Jackets top line is the play I would go to if I were to get to this game. I have them as my number 10 stack of the night, and Minnesota one is an okay play, but I think I'd have them as my 11th on the outside looking in. It's just a low implied total and not something I really want to get to. But if you are getting to that top line, you have 2 very good defensemen to look at, or 2 good defensemen to look at with top power play time with Spurgeon and Suter. You can play one, you can play both, you can play none. Either way, Minnesota allows you to do that. But with this low implied total and going up against a very good defensive team in Columbus, I'm not going to be getting too much Minnesota at all. I'll be getting to more of the goalies than anything. Next game, I feel like this is going to be the total opposite of last game, is the Colorado Avalanche and the Carolina Hurricanes. 3 implied total for both teams. Pavel Francouz, my bad. Pavel Francouz. I was trying to remember how they pronounced it yesterday. And they say Peter Mrazek, but I don't think it'll be Peter Mrazek. I think it might be Forsberg tonight, seeing that Nadal went against the Stars. But if Mrazek's back, that's a much better play. But then Forsberg or Nadal would be. But I have Mrazek ranked number 8 tonight out of 10 goalies. The Colorado Avalanche are just a very good offensive team. I don't really like playing goalies against Colorado. And it's just, I think the last time a goalie against Colorado really paid off was like a couple months ago. So I definitely am going to be getting to more Colorado stacks and more offense from this game than defense. Francouz is my number 6 goalie of the night. I just think that he will give you a better chance at a win than Mrazek or Forsberg or Nadal, whoever they choose to go to, or whoever is available for tonight. I just feel like Francouz would give you the higher chance at a win. Carolina, if Dallas put 4 goals up against them, I can only imagine what Colorado is going to do because they are just an offensive powerhouse. That being said, I love Nathan MacKinnon and Gabriel Landeskog for tonight. I feel like they're going to be my highest exposed players. Let's take a look. Yeah, Nathan MacKinnon and Gabriel Landeskog, 2 of my highest exposed players. Love it. And honestly, Nishikin is a great play too at 3,700, skating with Landeskog, skating with MacKinnon and Cale Makar. I definitely like stacking that up as a little power play stack there. You can throw Donskoy in there as well. He's only 4K for a complete Colorado Avalanche onslaught, thinking that they're just going to go off against whatever goalie Carolina puts in the net. I like that play. On the Carolina side, there are 2 lines that I like. The first one is an obvious one. By like Colorado, 1 is my number 4 stack of the night. Carolina 1, the one I'm about to talk about, is my 7th favorite of the night. I like this Svechnikov, Aho, Teravainen line. They've just been playing really well together. I just like this line as a whole. I was waiting for them to move Svechnikov up to that top line, and I don't even remember who they had on that top line. It was Aho, Teravainen, and I think Fogle for a while. So I'm glad that they finally put Svechnikov on that top line. That's where he belongs. That kid's really good, and he plays really well with Aho and Teravainen. And if you're playing them, I feel like you have to go with Jacob Slavin. He's only 4,400, which is really nice. So definitely a stack I want to look at. And the other stack I like is much cheaper. They're getting secondary power play time. I like Carolina 3, Nino Niederreiter with Martin Nikas and Vincent Trocheck. I like to see what this line could do. They definitely look interesting. And I think they can be a very sneaky contrarian play. I'll probably get to 3% of them. And if you want to go for a full stack here, I would do it with Jake Gardner. He's got that power play correlation. Also, he probably will skate with that third line, seeing that he is in the middle pairing. He'll probably get some time with that Stahl line and with the Trocheck line. So overall, I really like this Carolina Hurricanes and Colorado Avalanche game as a whole. I wouldn't be opposed to game stacking it. I feel like this is going to be the highest scoring game of the night for a combined team, or for the two teams. Like combined scoring, I think probably like the Penguins and the Vegas Golden Knights will score more goals than like the Hurricanes, but I think the total will be the highest on the slate. That being said, I'm not getting too many of the goalies here. I'm getting to more of the top lines, a little bit of Carolina 3 and some Colorado 2. On to the next game, Pittsburgh Penguins, Anaheim Ducks, 3.5 for the Pens, 2.5 for the Ducks. Matt Murray and John Gibson in goal. And this is one of my favorite games of the night. I'll start on the Anaheim side. John Gibson is my 10th favorite goalie out of 10 goalies, so definitely not someone I'm going to be getting to. I just think he's going to get lit up tonight. That being said, I do like Anaheim 1, but not enough for them to be a part of my top 10 stacks. But Milano, Getzlaf, and Raquel could be a sneaky stack. That's about all I like from the Ducks, though. On the Penguins, I have obviously two lines that I like. Pittsburgh 1 is actually not in my top 10, though. I prefer Pittsburgh 2 with Malkin, Rust, and Hornquist. I like the power play correlation. I like this line and as a whole. Malkin and Rust have been playing elite this year. Hornquist is playing great lately. With Letang partnering them up with the power play correlation, I think is definitely the best line of the night. I have them ranked number 1. Pittsburgh 2 is my top stack of the night. I'll probably live and die with Pittsburgh 2. To a point, I'll probably get to around 15% of them, with 15-20% of them, which will be my highest exposed of the night. Matt Murray is going to be my number 2 goalie of the night. I like his matchup versus the Ducks, the low implied total against him. He's a minus 195 on the road. I like that. He is 8,100, but I believe he's going to get me that 6-point win bonus and not giving up many goals while at it. Pittsburgh 1 is not terrible. I probably prefer more Crosby one-offs or Crosby in power play stacks for Pittsburgh. But overall, other than that, I'm getting to a ton of Pittsburgh too with Letang. And I'll probably get to 3 to 5% of Anaheim 1 with Delzato. On to the last game of the night with the Knights. Buffalo Sabres, Vegas Golden Knights, 2.16 for the Sabres, 3.84 for the Knights. Carter Hutton, Marc-Andre Fleury going in net. Carter Hutton's my number 9 goalie on the slate, so I'm not getting to him at all. And Marc-Andre Fleury is my number 1 goalie on the slate. I love the implied total against him. I love the minus 280. He's a home favorite. He just came off a shutout against Edmonton. Sign me up for some Marc-Andre Fleury. I'm probably going to get to around 20% of him. Yep. Matt Murray is going to go up there, but exactly what I'm looking at here, I like Marc-Andre Fleury as my top exposed goalie, so definitely something I am extremely going to be going for. Vegas we'll start on the Buffalo side though for lines here. It's basically Buffalo 1 with Dahlin or Ristolainen or bust. I have Buffalo 1 as my 9th favorite stack. I'll be getting to around 5% on them. Nothing insane because I'm going to have a lot of Marc-Andre Fleury, so I'm not going to have much of this top line for Buffalo. But on the Vegas side, I'm going to be going to that top line more than the second line. The second line with Stastny, Marchessault, and Smith is my 6th favorite stack of the night, with this top line of Pacioretty, Stone, and Carlson being my number 2 stack of the night. So I'm going to live and die with these late games here. I'm going to have a lot of Pittsburgh and a lot of Vegas Golden Knights. So that's where I have my exposures for this time. Those are my thoughts for this slate right now. My top own goalies. Matt Murray is going to go up. Carter Hart is going to be around that 3 spot. Murray is going to be the 2 spot. Like, these are going to reflect what I was saying to a point. Now, with Georgiev, Gibson, Hutton, Dubnyk, and Francouz, I think Francouz is going to be actually the only reason why Francouz is going to be a little bit higher than Dubnyk is just because I think he's going to get more of the or Francouz. I can't pronounce it now. Francouz is going to get volume against Carolina. I just think he'll give up a little bit more goals than Dubnyk. That's the only reason why I had him ranked higher. But that is going to do it for this video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below who you think is going to be the top scoring stack of the night. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out, guys.